Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Iron Elite Podcast Show with your boy Sarge, man. Happy hump day. And let me put it out here right now, man. Your boy Sarge is sick. He got the bronchitis, man. I know what y'all think. Sarge, you should be sick from your football team, man. Shut up. Mind your business and mind your own football team, man. Leave us alone. We're going to get it together, man. But thank you to everybody for being with us today, man. We got a heck of a show. It's the I-10 to the N edition. It's South Florida, man. Let everybody know we're on. Share it with a friend. Let's go.
I was asked the other day, hey Sarge, why you never play any fast music on your podcast? It's simple. I'm petty.
Hurry up, don't truck it up, rev your motors up. If it ain't clean, get your polish up, big sword. You in charge, real king of the south. If you ain't getting y'all gotta keep it motorcycle, you dig? Hurry up, don't truck it up, rev your motors up. If it ain't clean, get your polish up, big sword. You in charge, real king of the south. If you ain't getting y'all gotta keep it motorcycle, you dig? Slide on my roll glide, looking so fly, 20-inch rollback, screaming eagle torque pack. I-10 to the end, it's a known patch. If you ain't a ground pounder, pay attention, fall back. We earn elite boys, no need for hitting switches. We split lanes and hogging lanes, we on a mission. On our way to CA, we 100 deep. Hold up, y'all the road, run it up, rip it up. Hurry up, don't truck it up, rev your motors up. If it ain't clean, get your polish up, big sword. You in charge, real king of the south. If you ain't getting yonder, gotta keep it motorcycle, you dig? Hurry up, don't truck it up, rev your motors up. If it ain't clean, get your polish up, big sword. You in charge, real king of the south. If you ain't getting yonder, gotta keep it motorcycle, you dig? I'm outside with it. I scrape the town burning loud when the smoke clear up. You know I hardly did it. I'm real gnarly with it. My ride clean when it bling. I show the lean on the scene to get jiggy with it. No did it, get it? I'm well equipped it. My bike side got a side, so you know I'm hit. She dropped it down and split it. Backed it up to shift it. Let me kick a little game to you lames riding around here, giving a set a bad name. It don't matter what you rank or what you claim. When we turn it up, you keep it motorcycling, man. My soul brothers, they roll runners, we rolling deep. When it's time to rally up, it's Black Wall Street. When you see them MCs at the RTE, roll it up, down the road, run it up, rip it up. Hurry up, don't truck it up, rev your motors up. If it ain't clean, get your polish up, big sword. You in charge, real king of the south. If you ain't getting yonder, gotta keep it motorcycle, you dig? Hurry up, don't truck it up, rev your motors up. If it ain't clean, get your polish up, big sword. You in charge, real king of the south. If you ain't getting yonder, gotta keep it motorcycle, you dig?
But Sarge, why you always gotta talk about motorcycling? Sarge, why you don't never talk about nothing else? Look here, man. If you gonna do all that crying, what the baby gonna do?
Hey, man, welcome to the Iron Elite Podcast Show. I hope everybody feel better than your boy Sarge, man. I'm struggling, but I'm going to get it together. But, hey, we're on this morning to talk about another epic ride. And I'm going to just say this before we even get things going. Man, a couple years ago, I was talking mad trash about South Florida. Man, South Florida won't come off the porch and get yonder and go across the country. Man, they hurt me and pulled my punk card. Man, South Florida been killing it in the year of 2024, man. And with that being said, man, I'm going to be talking with some good guys this morning about their ride across the country, man. They did it. It's my South Florida crew. So with that being said, with no delay, family, how are you guys doing this morning?
Excellent.
All is well, Sarge.
Hey, man, they so cool. And you know they at work, too, so, man, they try to be all professional and everything. But we're going to get into it, man, and we're going to talk about their ride across the country. But before we get started, fellas, if you guys don't mind, let's go around the room and introduce ourselves to everybody and tell us just a little bit about you. Let's kick it off with you, if you don't mind, Cowboy.
Hey, good morning. How you doing, Sarge? Appreciate the intro. My riding name is Cowboy. I've been out there in the game a long time. I'm currently live in South Florida, but I'm Louisiana native. A lot of experience in riding and getting them yonder miles. I think I got some kind of award up there in February.
Man, you get on my nerves. Hey, man, he's the 2024 slow roll champion, man. And he did it like a G. Matter of fact, I'm going to tee that up and let everybody see that, hopefully before the show is over. You get on my nerves. But anyway, anything else, Cowboy?
No, that's just it, man. I just love riding motorcycles, riding with my friends, and getting out there and doing what we do, and enjoying this world on a set of twos. That's what we do.
Facts. That's what's up. Who's next? Want to take a hit at it, Greg?
Yeah, my name is Greg. Retired Army guy. Just love riding. Met a bunch of good guys when I retired. I never stayed in Florida in my life. I met these guys right here. We've been getting yonder, putting the roads on the mind, just riding out SHIT and just getting it going.
Love it. Hey, and thank you for your service, sir.
Thank you for yours.
All right. Who else we got?
This is Ron Bethel. Really, I say Ron B. I'm down in Miami. Just learning how to really ride, and these guys put up with me because I'm the slow and the old guy, just pushing that 900-pound thing around. But really love it. Something I probably never thought I'd do 4 years ago. Now I'm doing it, and love it. I know one thing, and I'm learning on this particular ride that I can't do and what I can do. So.
Okay, we're gonna talk about it, Ron. Hey, Ron, let me ask: are you from Jacksonville originally?
No, I'm from Miami. My
okay.
sister just moved up from Miami up to Jacksonville.
Okay, that's what's up. Hey, thank you everybody for being on with us this morning. We don't have Dwight with us. You know, he had business. He had to do business. He got to pay bills, man. But if we can get him later on, we will. But thank you, D. Bell, for being on with us. Man, let me just say this. I got royalty on with us this morning, man. I got D. Bell. Got Jay Cutlass. Got Riding with K Solo from Riding with K Solo, the podcast with Logic, man. So he on with us this morning. So when you get a chance, get an opportunity, go check him out on his platform, man. He's doing some very, very cool things. I checked out his podcast he had last night with Boston. She was acting real shy, but Boston knows she a gangster, man. But anyway, so fellas, welcome back home. Safe and sound. You guys made it look way too easy. So that tells me one thing. It was that you were prepared and you were ready to deal with the unknown. You were ready to deal with the unknown. So we're gonna get right into it. So let's take it from this point, and anybody can take over. Where did we get this crazy idea? How do we form things together? How long have we known each other? And is this our first time riding this far as a group?
Greg, go ahead, Greg.
Well, I met Chalk in 28 during COVID. I met Chalk. I was the only moved down here in Florida, didn't know nobody. So I've been riding with Chalk since 20, whatever COVID was. And that's probably been almost 100,000 miles of riding with him by ourselves. But Chalk, most of the time, him or David Bell, they'll say, okay, let's do this ride or let's do this or do that. And I'm almost willing to ride because whenever they say, let's go, I'm ready to go. Permitted from the job and everything like that. But then Ron, I think I met him about 4 years ago. On his first ride, we went to it was at Perry, Georgia. Roundup. And that was his first ride from South Florida to Perry, Georgia, and that's where I met him at. And ever since then, we just been riding. So, yeah.
Okay, sounds good. So, was this your first really long distance ride together as a group?
No.
Okay,
no.
So you guys have been there, done that.
We've gone to Oklahoma for Black Wall Street. We did a couple of the roundups. I did the one in Perry, Georgia, what Greg said, and also the one over in Gonzales, Louisiana.
Okay.
And we also tried to do this I-10. We got all the way into Arizona and they had to turn back around.
That's right, last year. It was last year from the storm, am I correct?
Last year or the year before.
That turned you guys around from a storm.
Yeah, the weather. Yeah, the weather got us.
Okay. So good to go. So we regroup. we regroup and we say, okay, well, last year wasn't our year, but this year is going to be our year. So, did you guys have to prepare any differently than you normally do on any other ride, or it was like, hey man, we're already locked and loaded. Let's just pick a date and let's go.
Uh, I think Sarge Mo, it was Greg. Greg said he had been seeing the Iron Elite, and he said, "Man, Chuck, we got to do this. We need to do this. We need to do this." And so we knew we were going to the Lone Star Rally. This what was it, this month? We know we were going to the rally. Well, last month, and so we said, "Well, we're already halfway there. Let's go head on and do the but I mean the I-10 in the end." And I said, "Well, I'm in." And then from that point, I just started planning the logistics of it, and we went out and did it.
Okay, okay, right on. So okay, so look like everybody we're all around probably about the same age, pretty close, give or take a couple years. Am I correct?
Correct.
Okay, so gentlemen, because I know we got retired Army, we got guys that's been on the job 20-something, 30-something years. So obviously we ain't 20, man. We don't prepare like whippersnappers. We got to put a little extra in the bag from time to time. So say for a group of guys who rock together, but obviously I'm assuming you guys are pretty close. Am I right?
Yes.
Yes, you are.
Okay. So how do we prepare? Talk to me. If we were a group of guys getting together to make a long distance coast to coast ride, what would be some things that we would talk about? What would be some things that we prepare? What would be some things that we need to know about each other, if you guys don't mind?
Hey, that's a lot, Sarge. That's a tricky question. Well, they get on me because I'm like the spreadsheet king. I kind of say, okay, we're gonna ride this many miles. We're gonna stop here. We're gonna stop there. And as a part of any ride, I believe you need to know what the capabilities are of each rider, how they ride in the daytime, how they ride at night, what's their stamina point, what's their stopping point, what they needs in the dues. If they're on medication, how are we gonna plan this? Because we always make a list of everybody, and once we get everybody information, we share it with our spouses and friends. So if something happens, we have everybody number already because we know. But if there's somebody number or information we don't have, we'll share it with them. They share with us, so we're able to make contact if there's a situation that occurs.
Hey, and I'm a big believer in that. Actually, that's the direction that I was pushing you guys in. I hear guys say, "Man, that's too much information. I don't really want to know. If they got this stuff together. What I'll deal with when I have to deal with it." I think that's a bad thought process behind it. If I am my brother's keeper, I really do need to know those things ahead of time. I really do, because if something crazy happens, I want to already be thinking into the right situation to be able to give my brother the best help as quick as humanly possible. If I know it's an issue where he needs certain medication, or I know it's an issue that he has a certain pre-existing ailment, and I start seeing signs, I don't want to be guessing that stuff when he's already dealing with an issue, because you could guess wrong, or you can't delay, and it could end up making a bad situation a horrible, even worse situation. Do you guys agree with that?
Oh yeah,
Yes.
most definitely.
Yes.
I need to know if he has sleep apnea, because we need to make sure that he gets quality sleep, because that has a lot to do with performing on that machine day in and day out. And I think you guys, what were you guys doing each day? Were y'all averaging about 600-700 a day? Or were y'all doing
800.
800 plus a day.
Way too many miles for me.
okay? Hey Ron, I know you were chilling.
Yeah. Wow.
So okay,
Yeah.
so what was it? Just a few hundred a day?
No, he's on my level 800 a day.
Yeah.
See 800. See, that's grown folk work there. That's grown folk work. So obviously things like that you really need to know about who's riding with you. And as we're speaking about this together as a group, I'm also shooting this out for my viewers to be watching and thinking about this type of stuff, because you can't assume Sarge can do what you can do.
Right.
You can't assume well Sarge might look healthy in the face, he smile healthy, but there could be some things that say, no, Sarge can't do. Sarge, he got to take a minute and he got to take his medication and then he got to eat and he's got to, those type of things. Am I correct, gentlemen?
Correct. I would say now I know this is probably my second time around. My body just can't take the pounding. Probably no more than 12, 13 hours is enough for me. Especially, I can start off early in the morning, but if something happens to me on the other end in the dark, I mean, my eyes are just not going to do it. So I probably won't do anything like this again. If I ride, I'll say, okay, you all go. I'll just catch up with you or something like that. I know it. You got to be able to know what you can do and not do, because it gets real dangerous when your reflexes and everything is not there.
Well, we talked about it. Go ahead, Calvo. Go ahead.
Just a quick wrap up on that. And Ron and I and Dwight and everybody else in all the cluster, we talk about that, and we understand that. And so, other than the I-10 in the end, everything we do now would be geared towards something of less mileage, less that, because we want Ron or whoever ride with us to continue to share the experience. If we doing something that we know is going to be different from that, we'll let them know on the outset, and this way
Yeah.
they'll be able to go in where they want to go in at,
Yeah.
or say, I'll leave earlier, I'll just meet y'all there. So
Yeah,
Makes
we don't
makes
like to
sense
leave
to
nobody
me.
behind.
Yeah, makes sense
We
to
want to be
me.
all together.
That part, yes sir, yes sir. So, gentlemen, okay, so we've talked about the medical side, and what we need to prepare and how we need to talk as a group, as a professional group. Okay, so we're riding across the country in October. We know here in the South, October is just an extenuation. It's just a continuation of the summer. It ain't much different. Just summer light. It's not summer heavy, but obviously. October can mean something different in New Mexico, in Arizona, and California. How do we pack out for a trip like this? Because you boys from South Florida, man, y'all got two seasons. Y'all got hot and really hot. So how do we get ready to pack our bike out? Are we riding with specific suits and chaps and those type of things? Anybody can take this.
So with me, I'm like the weather guy. I'm always checking the weather, what's going on the forecast, stuff like that, so we can be prepared. I start like a month and see average how the weather is going. So I know, okay, so I'm gonna say, hey, it's not gonna be that cold as we're gonna be getting a lot of rain or what we're gonna be getting. So, but we always bring coat, like plenty of gloves, layers, clothes to extra to layer our stuff in, you know. But we think about the coldness and we prepare ourselves. Some of them have the the plug-in heated gloves and stuff like that. So we actually think about that because we're not used to cold. Anything over 70 degrees is like freezing to us, especially on the bike.
Yeah.
So, but we have to look and see what the weather has been trending like that, because we know it can always change at any time. So we look at that because this ride wasn't that bad, but we got a lot of rain.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've been hearing that lately from my riders, my October riders. Richard, actually, I'm kind of surprised. Everybody's been telling me, "Hey, Sarge, the weather's been pretty mild." Certain places in New Mexico, they would hit certain places in Cali where you get just a small, it might be 40 degrees, 30 something
Early
degrees,
in the
but
morning.
they're in and out of it really quick. So, God bless it, man. Sometimes it works out like that, and then be the next crew to come behind you, and it don't work out so hot. Definitely. So we actually prepared and packed for cold weather. Am I correct?
Correct.
Okay.
I forgot my heated gloves, so
Ouch.
my fingertips
Yikes.
were frozen. But I had some of those hand packs, hand
Oh,
warmers
they're
you put
hand
in,
warmers. Yeah.
and that the heat helped me.
Yeah.
But that wind, my handlebars are up on the road
Yeah.
glide, so that wind, the fingertips, I was riding with one hand and the other
Yeah.
one
Yeah.
in my
Was that
suit.
in New Mexico? Was that in New Mexico?
That was God. I think that was Texas. Even
Texas,
even in
West Texas.
Florida, I think going across in
Really?
Florida, it started to get cold. Yeah,
Yo,
from
y'all. Okay, yeah. Okay,
Tallahassee.
okay,
Yeah,
okay. Right on.
Anything colder than 70 is freezing to us.
but I won't forget them. I won't forget them anymore.
Okay. So okay, maintenance wise, any
Uh-oh.
particular things we take, or what do we take things as a group? Or everybody got to take their own gear. How do we work that out?
We
Take what
bring
you think you're
Dwight.
gonna need, huh?
Yeah,
We bring Dwight.
You
and
bring the
bring
white.
Greg with the fuses.
Oh, Greg has
Yeah.
got the fuses. The white.
So
What?
we
What?
all
what
we all collectively bring stuff for maintenance. And Dwight is actually a mechanic by trade. So he's he can work on things if we break down or anything like that. But we all have our,
nice.
like, somebody bring the air pump, somebody bring the charger, somebody bring these tools, this tools, the grease, and all that stuff. So we all collectively bring stuff together. So we make sure that if anything happens, we can fix a bike. No matter
Okay.
what it is, we can fix a bike.
Okay. Right on. And I saw from what I saw from the bikes, you guys had good looking bikes. So I know looked like everybody uh take care of their bikes. You ever matter of fact, this is just the off question. You ever rode with somebody and you looked at their bike, you're like, man, I don't know if I want to take this ride with you. And they tell you, oh man, she running like a kitten, man. You look at that bike, oh no.
Yeah.
So with that big let me ask a question. Say, and I've heard this from groups. Everybody's got their own take on this. This is an adult ride. We have to have the uncomfortable conversations. Is there a plan when somebody breaks down and we know they're going to be broken down for a while? Do y'all talk about things like that, or y'all like we'll just deal with it when we have to deal with it?
Well, it's kind of our motto, Sarge, because when we take off, we usually take off as a whole group, so we have time. If something happens, we gonna stay there. We had an incident with Ron Bike getting in Las Cruz. Dwight and I was ahead of them, and it was going into night, and we was about maybe an hour from El Paso.
Hmm.
No, yeah,
Yeah,
El
El
Paso.
Paso.
El Paso. And so when Greg called and told us what happened, we had to go almost 12 miles before we made a U turn to come back another 14 miles to make a U turn to get with them. And we worked on the bike on the side of the road. But our thing is, we going to either get it fixed or we're going to stay there and go, because we stopped many times if somebody had a problem and we'll go by the shop if it need to go by the shop. If not, we'll work on the side of the road and do it. But we're not up to leaving anybody unless somebody just say, "Man, go ahead on. I have family or somebody I'll call." But we're not just gonna leave you and you're in the middle of West Texas and nothing
Yeah.
out there.
Well,
So
well,
pretty much if either we're gonna fix it together, ride together, or we're gonna kill a trip together.
Yep.
Correct.
well,
Okay.
I was prepared to let them go because I do have road insurance, so it would have taken care of the hotel and also repair. And I'm familiar with Las Cruces because I was actually stationed out there in Alamogordo, New Mexico. So
Okay.
I
Okay.
wasn't. Yeah, if it came to that, I'll tell you to keep going, and I would just stayed
Yeah,
until
but
I
we
got.
wouldn't have left you though. You
Yeah.
still had to get back to
So
South Florida.
don't feel like you had to wait on me. So.
I mean, like I said, I've heard it on both ways. I've heard it, all for one for all. I've also heard it to where guys say, "Hey, look, we'll assess the situation, Sarge. We normally give a day. Okay, we can't get it fixed in a day. We spend the night at a hotel. We double up, do whatever we got to do, and then the next morning we make business decisions and say, hey, if the bike is going to take 3 or 4 days to get fixed, either you can rent a car and follow behind us, or you can rent a car and go home, or you can stay here with the bike until it gets fixed, and then we come and pick you up on the way coming back." But I've heard all kind of different techniques, and I'm not saying none of them are wrong. I'm just saying that having a plan, what are we saying? Preparing for the worst and hoping for the best. Is that
Correct.
okay? Okay. So
Hey,
we get out.
Sarge,
Yes, sir.
I just want to say this. and they understand it. To Dwight and Ron, I'm Greg as well. I'm so proud of them guys because they know I push them, and they know what kind of ride I am. But I'm so proud of them for starting the mission and finishing the mission. Dwight and his eating habits, and Ron and his riding habits, but they stayed on the course, and we rode it, and we did it all together. And I can't be any prouder than those guys for accomplishing this task. I accomplished it with them. They didn't
Yeah.
accomplish it with me.
Well, you guys did your thing. I followed you. I remember y'all had the little maintenance issue. And I think me and you talked about it for a quick second, or we text back and forth, but
Yeah.
y'all made it look like it wasn't no thing now. Y'all got back on the thing and did what you had to do. So and I'm gonna keep it 100 now because this is keep it 100 Wednesday, over 300 and something odd rides, and I'm telling you now, hey man, I've seen everything from guys going across and being tighter than pantyhose, 2 sizes small, and come back and don't even talk to each other ever again.
Yeah.
So and that's the real of it. That's the real of it, and it will challenge a friendship. It will. It will tax a relationship. It will, because at this point you're dealing with, again, you're dealing with sleep deprivation. You're dealing with discomfort. You're dealing with weather. You're dealing with the stress and stuff of maybe things are not going right with the bike. Those are real human emotions. Am I correct?
Correct.
I mean, it's easy to be friends at the restaurant. It's easy to be friends at the backyard barbecue, but can you be friends when you're like, hey, look, man, I'm tired of you, man. Taking 30 minutes at the gas station, man. We ain't been up but 200 miles. And again, for the audience out here, we make fun of these things, but even with the laughter, there is fact. We're not fabricating stories. These are real stories. We're just laughing about it now because all of us have probably been through it at one time or another and had to see it through. So we're going to go ahead. Well, that's
exactly true. I'll tell you, Sarge, there's been 7 trips that I planned to California to ride with others because I've been to California many times. And other than this crew right here, I don't think those other guys even talk to me anymore because they like, bro, we don't ride like that. I said, well, I don't ride like y'all. So be like, go ahead, do your thing. So,
yeah, because Cowboy, you're kind of
correct.
like a road grader, aren't you? You don't play around. Yeah, he get it, man. He'll road grader. Yeah. Hey, D Bell like that too, man. D Bell don't play, bro. Hey, don't let the smile fool you. D Bell is a gangster on that highway. Hey,
and I
he be telling
too.
me what when D Bell did that 50cc, I was like, man, hey, bruh.
And that's Greg too. That's Greg too. I'll tell Greg.
Greg get down like that too?
What? All I gotta do is say, let's go.
Yeah.
Hey, Sarge, it's funny. So just a quick thing. When we started riding together, and they started riding with me, my motto is RYS, and they understand one thing: when we come to the gas station, if you don't see me take off my helmet, it's not a good sign for you to take off yours, because you'll be still at the gas station because I'm gone.
Hey, we gonna get into it. We gonna get into it. So I'll tell you what. So fellas, we're halfway into it. So hey, if you guys can do me a favor on Facebook, man, open up another tab. Come on over to YouTube, man. We're going to be moving the show over to YouTube. We're going to be cutting the Facebook feed here in about 2 minutes. So if you do that for me, I greatly appreciate it. And when you come over to YouTube, man, reach up and hit the like button so we get the algorithms kicking. And oh, by the way, man, let me do an apology to my man. Hey, for everybody out there, man, that don't know, Sarge has got the blues with this doggone bronchitis. So I'm talking like Bugs Bunny half the time, but I think I might have mispronounced the podcast show. Is Riding with K Solo the Rider, the podcast with Logic, man. So again, let me clear that on up so my man don't call me and be cussing me out after the show is over. So hey, for everybody that's on with us this morning, Breezy does it, man. Appreciate you being on. Tony Rivera? Appreciate you being on, my guy. You know, the Bells, man, I rock with, man. I'll fight you over the Bells, man. The Bells are on riding hard with us this morning. DJ D Red is on with us this morning. Thank you for everybody being on with us this morning. And if you guys would be so patient to deal with Sarge being tongue-tied and all that other stuff, man, we're going to get through it. But we're talking to the South Florida edition. These fellas just went across the country, man, successfully, safely, and did their thing, and we're talking about their epic ride this morning, man. So, fellas, sorry about that. Let's keep it going. So we get on out the gate. We came from the West Coast to the East Coast, or did we do the East Coast to the West Coast first? Which one we do first? Oh,
Ron?
Lord.
Oh, West Coast to the East Coast.
They did the West Coast. I was going to say, fellas, y'all did the West Coast. So we get out of California. What time of day did we get out of California? Was it early dark 30 that morning? What, about 3:30 a.m.?
It was dark when we got there, dark when we left.
Wait a minute. Y'all did what now?
It was dark when we got there and dark when we left. We slept about 4 hours. And
Okay.
it was God, I could remember going. We were in San Bernardino on Fallen Chalk, and it's hilly, almost like S curves, and I don't know how I did all that because I was actually right.
Wow.
Wow. I'm not one of those speed. I call it speed demons.
Okay. I mean, when y'all got out the gate, y'all first leg was what? From Santa Monica Pier. Did y'all stop at Tucson?
El Paso.
Y'all made it all the way to El Paso. Nice run. That wasn't a bad run coming out for first day, right?
Yep.
Any issues, any traffic things that we need to know about? Anything crazy up in that area?
No, Sarge, one of the things I reached out to on your Facebook page, just getting some information, and a lot of riders told us to get out of there early, and that was a great suggestion because we met at 02:30. We woke up at 02:30 to leave at 0300, and that was for Ron and Dwight and Greg meeting us because he stayed at a different spot. The highway was open, so we didn't have to deal with any big traffic flow, and having Ron and Dwight having ridden out there in that area before, we didn't want to cut into the traffic flow, but we wanted to make it a smooth transition to get out of there and get into an area where we would face the LA, and then we would face traffic in San Antonio. So we didn't want to be in an area where we were stuck.
Totally understand. I always suggest, I think getting out of that dark, man, because LA traffic, IE traffic, it can be taxing. That's 100 miles of just hard work, man, if you catch it at the wrong time. So y'all get out there that morning. Probably was a little crisp that morning, am I correct?
Oh, yeah.
Coming through the mountains, baby. Hey, I heard somebody say last night on the podcast, I heard Boston say she didn't realize that California was just a chain of mountains going completely through a state with just some beach coastline on the side. That is all California is. You think about it, California really is all mountains, other than just the coastline, man. So, and getting in and out of the mountains, the elevation this type of year can be really, really chilly. Really chilly. So we get out, we go through Phoenix. Any issues in Phoenix at all?
No.
Okay.
We didn't have no issues the first day, really. Except for when we got right before we got to Las Cruces. That's when we had the
so Las
electrical
Cruces now
malfunction.
now for those that don't know, Las Cruces is, I would say, probably in the southern portion of the state of New Mexico. So out of New Mexico, there ain't nothing out there except desert and cattle. Am I correct?
Correct.
There ain't much out there at all. So y'all get through New Mexico. You get into El Paso that day. What time of night did you get into El Paso?
About 9, I think, 8
About
or 9.
at night?
Well,
Okay.
after the incident, it was closer to 10, I believe, because
Okay.
the restaurants were about to close.
Yeah, and then we ran
No
into
doubt.
construction traffic as well before El Paso, in El Paso too.
There's nothing but construction in El Paso.
Yeah.
Nothing but. coming in from the west side. Actually, I think that's the ugliest side coming in from the western portion of El Paso. Am I correct?
Correct.
Just like I call it the concrete jungle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. So we get in there, we bed down. What time did we get up the next day, and how far did we make this second leg?
We left there about 6.
Mm.
Paso, 5 or 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
we
Stopped in Houston.
yeah.
And y'all make it to Houston. Okay, okay. So
We
now
actually
you gonna say something?
Katy, right?
What's that?
Katy, Texas.
Yeah, Katie.
Katie.
Right outside of Houston. That's
Okay. How did the stretch of El Paso to Bernie or San Antonio? We affectionately call that the gauntlet because that stretch of highway. What is that? Some 300-400 miles, I think. Stretch of highway. I always say up in that area, if anything goes wrong, it's multiplied because it's so rural up in that area. Gas stations are a great distance apart sometimes. Sometimes gas stations close at early hours. There's no dealerships in that area either. So we call it the gauntlet. Did y'all prepare any type of special way for that? Cowboy, did y'all bring extra gas cans, or y'all said we're gonna fill up every half tank, or was anything special? Any way y'all treated that?
Well, we kind of measured it out. We cut back on the distance we were going in reference to our tank, so that we kind of knew. Usually when I'm in the lead, we may cut down on our speed, but when I'm in the lead, I'm using I exit, and so I can kind of gauge where we're going to stop at, and
I exit the
get
app.
I exit the app, and
That's a great app.
It'll put you right. So I would look 30 miles out, and I say, okay, there's a Love truck stop here, so we could gauge that. It'll be a shorter ride, maybe 120 miles, opposed to 155, 160 miles. But we knew that next stop, if we miss it, we had the potential to not make it to the in between that. So yeah, that's a terrible area, the Ozone, Texas, and out there.
Yeah, Ozone.
But also Reef and Low Key, and there was several others that reached out to us, inboxed me, and okay, let us know if you need something. Reef like, hey, y'all passing through my city, which we didn't know. We were getting gas like 15 miles away, and when I saw it on the inbox, I was like, oh, that's the town you're in? Oh, we're about to pass through there in about 20 miles. And so, but everybody was with the Iron Elite family, man, people were showing so much love and just encouraging us. And, if you need something, we're right here.
Yeah, D Bell reminded me, no, there's 500 miles between El Paso and San Antonio. Well, D Bell, I'm gonna tell you this, it's an ugly 500. I'm gonna tell you that now. But hey, speaking of them folks that you said that shouted out to you, for the folks that don't know, we have these cool people that we call our I-10 to the N ambassadors. D Bell is one, Low Key, Reef. We've got a few, man, and their job. And you don't notice a lot of time as riders, they call and say, Sarge, where they at? What's going on? And those guys are tracking you from the beginning to the end. They're reaching out to you. They're inboxing. They're checking in. They become your new, pit crew that you never knew. And that's how we build these great relationships from this I-10 to the N alumni. So now I'm gonna tell you this, Cowboy. They reached out to him. Well, Cowboy, where at, Sarge? What are you doing? So I get tired sometimes. Hey man, go ahead and get it, man. Go make sure them guys are straight. And a lot of times they're bringing you into their homes. They're inviting you over to eat. They're providing a room for you to bed down. And then if there's an emergency situation, those guys are helping to assist and getting you emergency recovery or whatever aid or resources that you might need. Am I correct, fellas?
Yes.
That's what we do, man. That's what bikers do for each other, man. We love on each other. So, okay, so anything else on that, Cowboy, that we wanted to expand on?
Oh, Greg and Ron, Go ahead.
I'd say that ride there. I don't know if you noticed, the wind was just
Oh, yeah.
outrageous. I mean, you had to lean in. It felt like it was just going to push the bike down, flop. I remember that's riding for hours like that.
Because Ron, you were on a road glide, am I correct?
Yes. But
Man, I've had them do it on what was that little small little bike? It wasn't. She wasn't on a street bob. She was on I think it was a deluxe. I can't remember, but
Maybe the deluxe. Yeah.
yeah, bless her heart, man. She did it, and it was earlier this year. A young lady, her husband, it was Cinnamon, I want to say, her and Buster from Soldiers United, from Virginia. Hey man, that is a butt whooping. That is a butt whipping because the wind is brutal coming through that area. So okay. So Ron, you're on a road glide. What else? You guys, Greg, what are you on?
I'm on a road glide as well.
You're on a road
But
glide.
but Dwight was on a gold wing, and he said the wind was worse for him on a gold wing coming across there too.
Oh, really? Wow. Yeah, you have to strap in, man, because that wind, those winds, there's nothing you can do about it, and it's going to always happen. It doesn't matter what time of year you go back through that; those winds are going to be kicking because there's nothing to block them, and you just got to hold. The first time I did, I thought my fairing was crooked. I said, man, look like my fairing is like on crooked. There's something going on with my bike. I'd had a brand new set of tires put on. I'm like, man, what are they doing to my thing? Because you've been riding for sideways for so long, just trying to deal with it. But okay, anything else on that stretch of highway, the gauntlet from El Paso to San Antonio? Anything else the viewers need to know about?
Sore butt. I had to stand
A sore
up.
butt?
Yeah, I got in that seat. I'm wearing underwear with gel, and I got what they call that. I forget the name of the pad. It's supposed to be super, but
yeah.
After about 5 hours or so, ain't nothing you could do but just lean up my backrest, lean up on my backrest and pull up, or just stand straight up.
Right,
and ride. Right. It hurts.
Yeah. Yep. Hey man, I don't care what kind of seat you get. They're only gonna give you so much comfort.
Yeah.
You just after a while you just got to mentally strap in and say, hey, man, this ain't gonna be comfortable. I'm just gonna have to just deal with it and live to survive to the next gas station stop.
Yeah. My air hawk, I got an air hawk one of that.
Air hawk.
All of that stuff. None of that really worked.
Your air hawk wasn't airing, huh?
No.
Or it wasn't hawking.
Right.
Hey, everybody, we're coming off Facebook, man. If you guys would join us in YouTube, hit a tab. YouTube, Sarge Life and Motorcycling. You can see the YouTube channel at the bottom going across the ticker. So we're coming off Facebook in 3, 2, 1. There we go. All right, we're back, gentlemen. So, okay, so we dealt with what we had to deal with coming through the gauntlet. We dealt with some disrespectful wind. Ron's butt hurting. And we're in the thick of things in the ride. We're in the thick of things. We're on day 2. So we get to San Antonio. What time did we get to San Antonio?
I don't even remember. Because we just kept going straight through.
Oh, y'all barreled through San Antonio. Y'all went straight to Katy.
Went to Katy.
Okay, so for those who are not familiar, Katy is on the outskirts of Houston. I think Low Kid reached out to you guys then. Am I correct?
Yes, he did. And also Adrian.
Yeah, Adrian called a New Negro.
Yeah.
Hard Riders MC, Houston, Texas. Yeah.
And also one of my other brothers, E.T. When I tell you, like I say, people do follow you and watch you, and they looking out for you no matter what you need or where you at. That's what I appreciate most about it.
Love it, man. Love it. That's why we call this thing the social experiment, man, because it really is about people coming together. People coming together, people learning from one another, people giving back to one another. But so that's awesome. So, and again, Adrian reached out to me to, Sarge, where he at? I'm on him. Matter of fact, did he run up and break bread with you guys? Did y'all go grab coffee or something?
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Good to go. Okay. So we kicking it in Katy, Texas. Because y'all only stayed there overnight? Am I correct? And then y'all.
Yeah. Also, Dwight is on there, Sarge. That's him commenting, get some comfortable shoes.
Oh, that's Dwight. If Dwight, if you want to pop the link, I know Dwight was on an appointment, so I don't know if he's got enough time. But Dwight, if you want to, feel free to pop on the link. We'll put you on the show, my guy. So, okay, so speaking of comfortable clothes, everybody had riding suits on? Did y'all use riding suits or anybody rocking it? Okay. Okay. So
With me, it's just standard. I always have on my pants. They know me, and as Ron say, that's the reason I have to adjust because after 100 miles or so, yeah, I just wipe everything out. I don't care after that. I'm
yeah.
in the zone, and I'm just gonna
Yeah.
ride.
Okay. Okay. Well, yeah, that's me too, man. I don't really care after a while. I tell everybody, believe it or not, the first 100 miles of my cross country rides is the hardest for me.
Correct.
Yeah, I'm tired
You
after
get your
30
mind right.
miles. But once I lock in, after them 100 miles over, I lock in, man, nothing else matters. I'm just gone. Just gone. You just do. And I think probably, I don't know, you guys tell me, I think most riders just get to that point too, getting comfortable with being uncomfortable. Because you ain't going to never be comfortable. You
No
ain't. Yeah.
weather
Know when you're
conditions,
comfortable? Hey,
road
know when you're
conditions.
comfortable? When you're
When you
2 miles
go,
from your house. Hey, you almost home. You can smell your neighborhood. You got energy. You real comfortable at that point. But until then, man, you ain't comfortable. You just have to deal with what you got to deal with. So anyway, anything else on Katy, Houston, Texas area before we move on? Anything we need to know about? Weather still good. Bikes are running good at this point.
actually, bikes are running real good.
Good.
That minor issue we had, everything was
Yeah.
back to normal.
Yeah.
The white had straightened all that out. Ron bike was running good. The white bike,
Yeah.
I think it was more at this time though. Uh, from Houston to Jacksonville, from Katy to Jacksonville, it was more of just being tired.
Mm-hmm.
And like I say, if we're ever to do it again as a group, or if I'm ever to tell somebody else to do it, we had a lot of time on our side. We
Mm-hmm.
had all taken off until the following Monday. I
Yeah.
think we would have just stopped in a couple places and just enjoyed the day, and then just made the
Yeah.
other hours like we made just a regular ride.
I'm glad you said that also. And I'm going to say this and I'm going to let you guys take it from here. It, and this really has nothing to do with you guys, but this is a false narrative that I hear sometimes. When guys are doing, I'll speak specifically I-10. I won't talk about no other rides, I-10. I-10, there is days factored into the I-10 ride for you to be able to come off script and to be able to visit other things, whether you're going to, I think for you guys, the Lone Star Rally, am I correct? Or whether you're going to the Four Corners, or whether you want to enjoy LA, whether you want to enjoy San Antonio. To me, to not be able to stop and smell the roses from time to time, you do yourself a terrible injustice. So we do factor in extra days for this ride because we really do want the riders to see things, smell things, taste things. Because you're going a long ways, man. You're going a long ways. Why not get to see everything that this country has to offer behind the handlebars of a motorcycle? Would you guys agree with that?
Oh yeah,
Yes,
definitely.
and
Yeah.
also to that point, we stopped to see Ron. I think it's niece. That was your niece,
That's my
Ron.
cousin, my second
Uh,
cousin over in Phoenix. And just,
We
Okay.
stopped there, and the white son lives in California, so we went by the white son's house. So that was all a part of the family matter. We wanted to put in when we ride, you have people out there. We want to stop and see them, and let them see
Right.
you out there on twos riding.
Yeah. 'Cause I
Yeah.
also saw my
Yeah.
cousin in Long Beach.
Yeah, and the
Nice.
white saw his cousin
Nice.
in Long Beach.
Yeah, I want to
It's
destroy
gray,
that
not the
narrative,
white.
man, that you got to point A to point B all the time. You don't, and you shouldn't, and you should be wanting to see other things behind the handlebars of motorcycles. It's a big country out there. Uh, I think you really get to experience the country so much better on a motorcycle anyway than a car. It's a different feel. It's a different feel. I don't know. It's just different to me. If I had to take a car and ride across the country, man, I'd be exhausted. It would be miserable for me. But riding a motorcycle is a different type of get out. But well, let's do this, fellas. So now we can smell the East Coast at this point, because now we thundering through. We on Eastern Texas. We in Eastern Texas now. So the leg from Katy, y'all took it all the way to Jackson.
Well, I didn't.
No, I know you, Ron. We gonna get to you, Ron. We getting to you. Okay, because I'm gonna set it up, and I'm gonna throw it to Ron. Okay, Ron, you ready? I'm coming down court like a point guard right now. This is what I'm thinking. I'm looking at my clock, and I'm looking at the glimpse, and I said, man, it's getting real dark out there on the Panhandle. I know the Panhandle, once you get past Mobile or Pensacola, it's dark and there ain't nothing out there except baby Bambi.
From Tallahassee to Jacksonville is probably the most dangerous spot.
Yes, and I'm telling the wife, I said, I kind of hope them guys pull up in Panama City or Tallahassee and then come on into Jacksonville with energy the next morning. And I'm telling you, God is my witness. Probably about 15 minutes later, I hear back. I think it was from you, Cowboy. No, we coming into Jacksonville. I say, yeah. And they say, but Ron, I think it was told me that Ron is going to pull up in Pensacola. You stayed in Pensacola, am I correct, Ron?
Yeah, Holiday Inn Express.
Talk to us, Ron. You say at the Holiday Inn Express. Hey, that's my favorite hotel on the road, the Holiday Inn Express.
Oh, yeah.
Second to none. So Ron, before I talk to the other guys, you tell me, because you had to make a grown man decision that night. Am I correct?
Right. We were at that. What's the gas station that we like to stop to?
Buc-ee's.
Buc-ee's.
Buc-ee's. So
the Buc-ee's out there on the Panhandle.
In Alabama.
I told Chalk and Greg that, hey, when we get somewhere up the road, I'm gonna shut it down. Body telling me to shut it down, and so I did that, and felt a whole lot better the next morning, and just kind of motored on in. Weather was good all the way.
Well, let's do this. Let's do this for the viewers out there. Tell us why that's so important to ride your ride at that point, because this is where we start talking ride your ride. Why was that so important to say, you know what, fellas, I got a man up here. I got to live to fight another day. I'm not going to push on, and et cetera, et cetera. Give me in your words, why is that so important?
It's for your safety. You got to know your limitations, and this is the second time things like that happen, so I know my limitations. And those guys probably can ride all night. I can't do it, but I'll continue to ride, even if I drop back and say I'll catch you the next morning or the next day. But it's really for your safety that you do that. Know your ride. I have a fear with curves. I'm getting better with it. When I first started, it was like, I can't do that. But thinking that the bike is going to go down. But now I'm a whole lot more comfortable with it now. So knowing your ride, know what you can do.
And that's what's up. Because how many years have you been riding, Ron?
About 4 years. Yeah.
About 4 years, man. In 4 years now, this guy's riding all over America, man. I remember when you told me that story at the gas station. I'm like, huh?
Yeah.
But man, that's awesome stuff, man. Congratulations to you, brother. You're doing some big time things.
No idea that I'll be on a motorcycle, but now it's in the blood.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
In the blood.
Hey, cause at a certain age, if you've never rode a motorcycle, most people have already fixated in their mind that that's dangerous and that's too scary to even do.
Yeah. Life is dangerous.
Hey, so go live it, right?
Yeah.
So go
And
live
you know
that
what
thing
the
to the
good thing
fullest.
about it is?
Yes,
Ron
sir.
had his birthday on the ride as well.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's
He
what's
turned
up.
21 years old on the ride.
Yeah, man. Hey, I can't wait to turn 21 again. That's what's up. So the other fellas, so now we got Cowboy, we got Greg, we got Dwight. Now we got the other three of the four horsemen. We soldier on. So y'all made sure one of the horsemen he got bedded down correctly. Am I right? Okay, we gonna
Yeah.
see y'all. We gonna see you in Jayville. So y'all get it on in. What should we expect coming across that panhandle from Tallahassee, coming into Jacksonville, dark 30 at night? What should we expect?
Boringness.
Man, I don't
It's
get bored
It's a
coming in. I
boring
get
stretch, but
nervous.
it's a dangerous stretch.
Yeah, I get nervous.
start. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Sergeant, that's the same way. I enjoy riding at night. I hit it, but that is you got to be on your p's and q's during that time. And so I really take a position, and this is just me. I take a position on the highway, a 2-lane highway. I'm more right in the center of both lanes. I'm in that center lane, so I'm not in the left lane or right lane. So I'm looking if my tree line is on the left side as a person who hunted. If my tree line is on a lot on the left side, then I'll move over to the right. Because if something coming out of that tree line, I can catch it early, hopefully. And if the tree line is just closed in, I'm just riding it, and I have all the vision that I need, and I'm having all the attention set on what's out there and anticipating something being out there.
And you're looking at something coming out from the trees, but you also got the road, debris in the road. Y'all do a good job at that, pointing it out, because
Yeah,
it's
because
stuff
I
out there.
think it was still during that time. I think it was still doing cleanup from the storm. Am I
Yes,
correct?
yes,
Yeah, because I remember that coming back from Baton Rouge. They still had trees and all kind of stuff that they were chopping up on the side and putting all that stuff on the median. So, obviously, there's still a lot of debris and stuff out there. You guys had to be careful from anyway. Okay. Okay, so we get into Jacksonville, 3 the hard way. I think you guys
Well, we
went
didn't
ahead
get.
and
Hey, sorry, we didn't make it all the way at first.
really.
My buddy Dwight, and because Dwight like, hey man, so we pull over at the rest area, and we say we'll take a break, and we were actually probably maybe 10, 15, 20 miles from the hotel. And the white said, "Hey, I just have to take a break." And so we look at it as a group. I was wired, Greg was wired, but the white wasn't. So we stopped. We allowed him to catch a nap because it was all about the safety aspect at this point. If you can't ride, we're not gonna leave you right here at the rest stop. We're gonna wait and we're gonna mosey on in if that's 50 miles an hour to our destination. And that's exactly what we took on.
Yeah, yeah. I'm saying 15, 20 minutes will save your life.
Hmm.
You're a new person after closing your eyes for that. Yeah, so I would encourage anybody, even driving a car, I pull over and stop just for that time. Yeah.
I totally agree. Yeah, I totally agree on that point. Because at this point, you guys have been pounding for what, about 14, 15 hours at this point? Because y'all coming from Katy. So y'all been pounding. You've been pounding a long, long time. So you're right. 15, 20 miles to go, man. If you need a break, you need a break. And I just want to let everybody know out there who are not familiar with the stretch of highway that we're talking about. It's not like it's a unusual stretch of highway. It's just dark. It's rural, it's dark, it's a lot of woods, it's a lot of pine trees out there, and there's not a lot of illumination on the road at night. So, as Cowboy was kind of describing, the center of the road and using reference points. Also, when I ride back there, I'm using a lot of the lines, the painted lines in the roads or the reflectors because you can't see, your depth perception is not that good sometimes. It really isn't back there. What do you guys think?
I know for a fact for me, things become, when it gets late like that, I've been riding, things begin. The description of it is kind of,
Yeah.
I'm looking down the road and I think it's something, and I get there and it's not what I thought. I know.
Yeah, you need to sit down somewhere.
Yeah.
You need to sit down somewhere. You you start seeing drafts and
Yeah.
Godzilla out there. Yeah, man, you need to sit down somewhere.
Yeah. Need a
But
break.
anyway, so we were smart. We did what we had to do. They pulled up, chilled out for a minute, gave Dwight a chance to kind of get his bearings and get his boost back together. So you guys, y'all end up getting to Jacksonville. You bet it down, and I remember the next, because did you guys hit the 10 sign that night?
The next morning.
No,
Next morning.
Next morning.
Yeah, next morning. So y'all hit the next morning, and I remember waking up the next morning. I seen Ron shooting out like a bat out of Hades. Getting it, he had a burst of energy. And he was coming down the highway. I ain't gonna even tell everybody how fast he was going.
Yeah, well,
I was
I was told by my wife and daughter, I see you.
Yeah, homie.
80 and 90 miles an hour.
Yeah, you were getting it. Yeah, I wasn't gonna tell you actual miles, but you were getting it. He was. You could tell that either he was trying to get up on y'all head, or he had a great night of sleep. What do you say? Was those a commercial? But I had a good night's sleep at was it a Holiday Inn Express? Yeah, you got a good night's sleep at the Holiday Inn Express. So you bring it on in. So fellas, let's take it to this point. We make it into Jacksonville. Okay, we made it down. So now let me see. We've completed the ride. Now we got Greg at 286. We got
Don't say that,
286.
Sarge. Don't say that. He you got me 286, Greg 287.
No, you 287.
Okay, yeah. Good. Yeah, look, the records say 286 now. Y'all can fight it out amongst yourselves. But let's see. Ron was 288, and then Dwight 289. So let's do this real quick. These guys made it successfully in. So, fellas, with that being said, I'm gonna run it around the room. Last comments, last segment, the good, the bad, the ugly. What do you want to leave the viewers with about your ride? And maybe even if you want to add, what did you learn about this ride? Let's take it from let's go Ron first. There we go.
Again, I think I learned my capabilities, how far I can go, for real now. One thing I'll say about my bike too, if anybody's doing any work on your bike, you need to see it, because the problem I had was the wiring was not really put in there neat, and with the rain in Galveston and the wire being cut, it actually made contact to the frame, which blew the fuses. I'm by nature, I'm electronic, so I understand that, and it'll never happen again. But really, if you have any work, stereo work, anything like that, you really need to go and look at that work. And but again, in the ride, get plenty of rest. Eat well. Don't eat garbage. Eat well. And hydrate.
Sounds like a winner. Hey, eat well is a big deal. I say hydrate is an even bigger deal. What you guys think? Those are non-negotiable for me on the road. Eat well and hydrate. Really hydrate. I want to definitely make sure we emphasize that big time on this show today. So who's next, Greg? You want to take a shot at it?
Sure, why not? What I learned on this ride is you ride to the capability of everybody, not just your own self. You got to make sure that you're riding to, like, I've been riding for a long time, and Ron's been riding for 4 years. So we have to adjust our riding styles to however that person's like. We have to ride from sun up to sundown and call it quits. That's what we got to do. We got to make sure that we're effectively together. Then also, on any ride, just like doing anything, you're gonna have a little spitter spatter, but you use those as learning points and learning tools of how to improve yourself and different things that you want to do. Because nobody's perfect and everybody always can learn from somebody else. So you can always got to remember that. And just get out and enjoy it. Because riding motorcycles is like the best thing I can do for me personally. And for one thing, the I-10 end-to-end challenge, my wife can tell you about this. I watch everybody who does it, and I'm like, I have to do it. I have to do it. I have to do it. David Bell even know I have to do it. Chalk knew I had to. Cowboy knew I had to do it. It's just something that I had to do, and I did it. Now I feel I ain't gonna say complete, but it was like one of the top thing on my bucket list, and I'm glad I got it done. I think everybody should experience the I-10 end to end because it's where it's at.
Hey, let me say something on that, man. It's just something about us sometimes is wired. And I know, Greg, you retired military, right?
Correct.
It's just something about us that when everybody else do something and then you come around them, it's like, I can't breathe. do. Oh. And we so simple, we so competitive. Even if you cut your grass and your lawn look good, I gotta go cut mine to make mine look better than yours.
Yeah.
Hey man, we just can't do it, man. We just gotta
Right,
do it.
and no disrespect to anybody who did the I-10 before me, but when I came to the thing you guys had this year in February, I didn't like nobody had already did the I-10 because I didn't do it, and everybody said did it before me. I didn't like none of them because they did something I didn't do. So now I can go there hold my head up high because I've done it.
Facts. Hey, it's not that you're arrogant or have a big ego, man. It's just something in our blood, man, that we have to. If you went through the pain, I got to go through the pain too. Because I don't want you talking about the pain and I don't know what kind of pain you're talking about. Right. Because we know it ain't sexy. We know it's not sexy. We've laughed, folks, about this today and we goof around and Greg wanted to dance around to me. What do you call it? A spiff or spliff? What do you call it? What do you call it?
A little spatter.
A spatter. I call it getting damn mad at each other. He called it a spatter. But we know we're gonna have them spatters, as Greg would say it. And it's not the point that you had them. It's the point how you resolved it.
Right.
Is that
Very
fair?
much so. Very much so.
Yeah. And here's the thing, sometimes as a man, I think it's just the ability sometimes to say, okay, say what you want to say, get it out your system, and let's soldier on.
Right.
Let's soldier on. Let's don't be in your feelings. Don't be 3 days from now, you still got your little face poked out or whatever. No, man. I still love you, bro. I want to choke you out at the gas station, but by the next gas station, bro, I want to share a piece of my beef jerky with you, man. Just because you're my dog. True. Am I right?
Yeah. You're right.
Yeah, so, hey, so Cowboy, I'm going to put it to you. If you don't mind, say a couple words for Dwight as well, because I want to include him in there, and then I'll let you finish yours.
Okay. And Ron is retired Army also, Sarge.
Air Force, yeah.
Air Force.
See, that's why y'all do so good together. All y'all just
needed was a Marine, man.
All y'all needed was a Marine to help really.
We don't need no Marine. We'll have to carry a Marine if we have a Marine with us.
Hey, a Marine would have got that thing popping for you for real, man. Hey, Marine would have been like, fall in line, soldiers, let's get it.
Yeah.
We'll have to pull a Marine behind us, hook him up with some 5 feet cord and drag him along.
Anyway, I'm going to let you go ahead. Go ahead, my guy.
Sarge, actually, this ride, and like I said, I've done this ride several times, but this also was a learning experience for me. And just like you said, we had some differences, some difficulty, and I apologize to the white, and because I had to see it from a different standpoint of view, because most of my riding, I do a lot of my riding alone, and it's just me, and I ride a different way. I'm kind of like solo. When I'm out there, I'm gonna hit the gas stop, I'm gonna make my destination, and I'm gonna keep going. And so I was pushing those guys hard, and I had to apologize to them. And my tone was, and even in my tone, because my expectation of them was to be like me. And I I truly, and I've ridden with them before, but I was just asking too much, and I did have to apologize. And the white in our conversation showed me that, and not only showed me that in that instant, he showed me that, and I could reflect on how sometimes I'm like that at home too, and I had to rewire myself from that point. Greg and I, we had a spats, but those are my friends. I wouldn't want to go through this with nobody else. I would than the group that I ride with current, because I know they understand me, I understand them, and they gonna be there for me, and I'm gonna be there for them. That was probably the bad. The best thing I like about it, I was able to share it again, as I said earlier, with these guys. You know, I enjoyed it. We had our differences, but we took care of each other. When it was time to eat, we ate. Well, we wasn't when it was time to bed down. I can. Ron sent out a text. Hey man, what I owe for the room? What I owe for the room? And I don't think nobody has responded to Ron to this date, because we don't care about that. We're gonna enjoy ourselves. We're gonna take care of each other, and we just gonna really have fun. And that's what it's all about. And going forward, when we ride, we're gonna have more fun. And maybe our rides will be 500 or 600 miles, just to have more fun, enjoy, get in early, have a drink, a cigar, and maybe view the city which we're in. So that's and I've learned that from them.
Hey, that's good stuff, man. I love to hear that. Like I said, ain't nothing these fellas said today that we hadn't heard over and over. But I just want the viewers to know these are the real. These fellas gave you the good, the bad, the real ugly of accomplishing the I-10 to the end. So I'm gonna say this, man. Ryder 286, Greg 287, Chalk 288, Ron and 289, Dwight. Man, let's do this. Let's give it up for them.
And
Hey,
and
fellas,
Sarge,
thank
Sarge,
you for yes, sir.
the white is on there. I don't know if you can see him down there in the thread, but he's
No,
he's
I
he's
don't.
down there.
I see him
He
on
said,
the.
really, really, truly, don't owe. He said these guys are some of the awesome uh, group of guys. So I think he's somewhere saying. And also, Sarge, you see, what's that, Sarge?
Yeah, I see you pimping. I see you flexing on him. I see you flexing on him, homie.
So
Fire, man.
they may
Hey,
be
hey,
286, but I'm the first one to wear that
they
shirt.
get that
Not what
shirt.
you guys
But
buy.
I'm gonna tell you this. You ain't getting that shirt unless you make that ride. You gonna
That's
have to
right.
get your butt hurt. You gonna have to get your carpal tunnel. You gonna have to get your skin all burnt up. You gonna have to go through some miles to get that shirt because that shirt's earned, not given, man. But I'm gonna say this, fellas. Thank you so much for caring enough to share your ride with us. And because of gentlemen like you guys, we are gonna be better motorcycle riders because that's what our mission is. Each one teach one to help each other be the best, the greatest motorcycle riders that we can be on the planet. So, with that being said, any last word for us, fellas, before we let you get back to your day?
I would say to all our listeners, say you haven't rode your bike until you get out on the highway. Riding across town or riding 100 miles is nothing. You got to get on that bike and put some miles on it and experience what God has created. You know, you smell,
Facts.
you see all of that stuff on a bike. A beautiful thing.
Awesome stuff, man. Awesome. Anybody else?
Keep it on twos.
Keep it on twos, man.
R
Hey, gentlemen.
RYS, just
Right.
RYS.
Yes,
Zoom.
sir. Hey, gentlemen, thank you so much. And somebody come get that belt from Doggone Cowboy, man.
I know I might take it this year. I might take it next time.
Somebody come take that thing. Hey, Cowboy, let me ask you this before I let you go. Are you an instructor?
Well, I used to, for 10 years, I was a basic motorcycle instructor, but now most of the stuff I do is with riders who have their bikes slow skill maneuvers, tight turns, all that stuff like that, becoming more confident on your bike. I'm more than happy to help any of your listeners out if they're in South Florida or
He's
if,
good, man.
like
I'm
if
telling you, he's
when I
very
come to
good.
the Iron Elite or something like that,
Yeah.
just get at me, hit me up, and I'll be more than happy to give you some pointers. I
Yeah,
was
he's good.
I was a motorman for 5 years, and I was an instructor on motorman as well. So that's kind of what I did prior to, was just doing what I do now, ride my.
Well, that's what's up, fellas. Much love, man. Much respect. Happy to see you guys back home safe and sound, to your families, man, because that's when the mission truly is accomplished. And thank you for everything. So, fellas, hey, with that being said, man, enjoy your day. Thank you so much for giving your time to us to make us better motorcycle riders. Be well and salute.
Thank you. Thank you.
Take care, fellas. Right on.
All right, you too.
Thanks. All right, later.
Hey, so there you have it, man. The fellas just finished their ride safely and sound, South Florida edition, man. I-10 to the end. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the show today. I apologize again because, man, I was struggling trying to breathe and get through it, man. But I think we made it through successful today. Thank you for everybody who came on with us today, who gave us comments, who gave us likes, man. Those things are very important to our show, and we appreciate you guys giving up your time to us. We know you got a ton of things to do, a ton of places to be at, but you spent a little time with us today, man, and hopefully the story that these gentlemen had to tell will help somebody in their long-distance motorcycle trip. Also, stay tuned, November the 25th, 11 a.m. Eastern Time. I'm going to have Big Frizz, man, from Fayetteville Rare Breed, him and his wife, Lil Net. They'll be on talking about their epic I-10 to the end ride, man. They wrote it together as a couple, man, as a tandem. One seat, two people on a Harley-Davidson Road Glide, man, did their thing, made it look too easy. Man, Frizz is, for those that don't know Big Frizz, man, he is a beast. Matter of fact, this is his second ride, I-10 to the end. He enjoyed it so much the first time he said, hey, wife, come on, get on the back of the bike. We're going to do it together. We're going to show him how a couple does it together. And, oh, by the way, stay together while they're doing it. Also, Frizz did earlier this year, he did Key West to Prudhoe Bay, Alaska. For those who don't know where Prudhoe Bay is, you go diagonal from Key West all the way until you run out of highway to the Arctic Ocean. To the Arctic Ocean, the last strip of U.S. highway, man, into North Alaska. So that's what he did on this Harley-Davidson Road Glide. I can't wait to have him on to talk motorcycling, man. So shout out to him and Lil Net, and we'll see those guys on Monday, November the 25th. Also, news and notes. If you have not made your hotel reservations for the Iron Elite 2025 event, please do so. Iron Elite Weekend, February 7th and 8th here in Jacksonville, Florida. The Iron Elite event will be at Harley-Davidson, Adirondack Harley-Davidson on Bay Meadows Boulevard, Jacksonville, Florida, man. If you want to get more information about it, please feel free to get on the Iron Elite Facebook group page. Facebook, Iron Elite, home of the motorcycling, home of the Ground Pounders reunion. Go to the Iron Elite page, man. It's everything Iron Elite, and you'll get all the information that you need, whether it's the hotel information, the flyer information, all that stuff, man. So we're excited to have folks coming into our city for that weekend of February. It's going to be a great time. We're going to be celebrating the 2025 Titan Award recipients, man. So come see us present those two folks, Reef and Piper. Come see us present those trophies to those deserving folks on 8 February, right there at Adirondack Harley-Davidson Bay Meadows, man. So I think I've covered it all, man. Again, if you hadn't done so yet, please, we'll be so humbled if you reach up and subscribe to the channel, man, so you'll get all the latest and greatest of what we have to offer on Sarge Life and Motorcycling, the YouTube channel, man. So, and if you've done that already, feel free to share it with a friend, man. Let's grow the channel and get the channel to where it needs to be to keep getting better and better at what we're doing. And that's to teach each other how to be the greatest motorcycle riders we can be. So Sarge is going to pump some meds, man. He is done. I got not 1 ounce left in the tank. Hopefully you guys are having a great day. Hopefully you guys have a great weekend. And in the meantime and in between time, man, let's keep it motorcycling. You dig?